should be. Get my microphone pad, and then go ahead and get this stream started. All right. Okay, cool. Let me walk over there. So here's the room so far. Basically set up these shelves in the last, set up one of the shelves in the last stream, and got the frame pretty much completed. Here at the top you'll see. On the other side, bring the camera around. Went ahead and put that bar right here across. Oop. And so that's what this is about. Okay. Let me fix this. Went ahead and bought a new head for my tripod that should hopefully be easier to control and get to stay in places, because what I was using was no good. But all right, let's move this. Trying to think of the best place actually to put it. So maybe the best place would be over here today, because today we're going to do the door, and that's going to involve this little gap here. So the camera right about there. You see everything in the background. Let's get this spot up real quick. Okay. All right. I just noticed as the clock turned 6 that I was in the middle of this pile, and here we are. All right. Hopefully everybody could hear me. Cool. So today we're doing door, and the problem before trying to do door was these here, which are the hinges for the door, are just no bueno. I'm going to switch the lighting around as well. I meant to do that before stream, but just cleaning up in here. So a little bit behind. Just got to get that time management a little better on the streams. So let's switch the lighting. It's a little less bright, less in your face. That's a little too dark. So maybe over my head here, we'll go ahead and do. Let me see. It's gonna let me manage this scene here next room. Okay, so we want to increase the brightness here. We don't want it to be so bright that this mat is invisible. Go ahead and increase the brightness over here. We'll just make it a different color, let's say. Oh, is it gonna let me? Okay, so that we want to make a slightly different color. Let's go with orange. Close. Increase the brightness. And then over here, we'll go ahead and increase this to. We'll make this blue. Okay. And then we'll make this purple. So we'll go color. Okay, why is it not letting me do the okay, color wheel, there we go. Do pink over here. Okay, close that, increase that. So now everything hopefully is a little bit better. Maybe maybe that's still too bright still. And then this could be a little brighter perhaps. color wheel. So we want like an orange, and then yeah, it seems to be as good as I can get that. All right, maybe mess around with this some more before next stream. Close that, mark that done, gotta save all of that. Okay, cool. So hopefully this now works a lot better. Maybe I'll have to mess around and see, but here we are. So, okay, so back to the explanation of the recap of the last stream. But anyways, when I ordered these, somehow they came with these larger screws, and the bevel on the ends of them, I guess the flange or however you might call that, is just too large. So I ended up ordering these other ones, which came with these screws, and they seem a lot better. So now the idea is to let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and screw all these in and put the nuts on them, and go from there. I'm wondering, because I'm using the gray 2020, putting the nuts on is actually a bad idea here. But yeah, if I come over here, you may be able to see, maybe not. But let me switch cameras. Okay. I apologize for sweating, but you can see I got one already up here. Just checking it earlier, and yeah, I mean the black 2020 is awesome, no problems at all. Nothing to do with color. It's just the channel on what happens to be the black one. The channel is just larger, which is good for what I'm doing. So, do I want 3 or 4 of these? I guess I'll do 4, just to make sure it's got all the strength it can get, considering how it's being held on. Although I doubt I'll ever bump it or anything serious. So yeah, so that's the goal here, is to swap the camera around, and then keep going back and putting these on until we got all 4. So we got 1 done. So I'm gonna do, two more. I'll probably zoom in on this next one so you can really see. But the main thing being is I can close this. Let's get them all on there. I can actually close this now, and you can see it's pretty thin. With these other ones, they're just too large, and that gap way too big. So I wouldn't be able to put this, use this as a door hinge. So the door would never close. But now we're fine. So getting this on. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Man, I'm sweating, but I wonder how, if the sweat actually makes the lighting look better. Maybe it just makes me look slimy. All right, let's see. Get this on. Okay. Go ahead and do another one while I'm over here. And yeah, depending on how tough this gray 2020 is with the smaller channel it becomes, I might have to unscrew some of these and try to fit them on after, but we'll figure it out. Looks like there's enough. A little extra even. You don't want these to be on too, you don't want to like screw these nuts on too tight, because I mean they should be pretty loose in there so they can slide down the channel and then lock in underneath the channel lip thing. So that's kind of how they function, is they lock themselves in there by twisting like a perpendicular direction, like they twist 90 degrees, let's say. Here we go. Okay, we got 2 of these. Man, I'm sweating here today, boy. But you can see, and I haven't shown this off yet either. Let me zoom in. So you can see this one here is the one I just did. And now I'm going to do one right around here. So, all right. So we'll come down and do it right about, okay. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that's more or less good. Do another one down below. Say right there. I might go ahead and move it a little more once I see it better. how they all are spaced apart. But let's get this one on. Okay. Okay. It's almost like you didn't do the locking. But there you go. Okay. All right. Cool. So, yeah. Okay. There's that. Okay. So that could have been better. Oh, me. Yeah, I went ahead and bought this new head, and it seems so far to hold its position pretty well, which I'm happy about. So here's right here is my ceiling, and I'm going to be putting a 20 like a drop ceiling duct there, and then I'm going to have one of my I have it up here right now. Oops, let me zoom out actually. Still zoomed in. So I have the I have the 2020 up there, or not the 2020, the AC Infinity fan. Looks just like this one. That one's laying on the side up top. You can see the blades on it. But yeah, the idea here would be to put that up inside the ceiling, and I'm gonna have a little vent there, and that'll push it out to the roof. And then for now, I think that'll be good. I'll have my door open for the workshop over there, but at some point I'll have an inlet, but we'll go with the door for now. So back to this thing we're working on. Let me try and make sure this is nice and locked in. Doesn't seem to tighten any more than that. Makes me a little concerned, but okay. So now the hard part would be to figure out how I'm going to slide all of those into here. Each one's going to need two. It's going to be very tedious. If I put them all in there, then yeah, that's probably going to end up, yeah, it's going to be what I have to do, I believe, is put them all in here, kind of one at a time, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. It is going to be tedious. I mean, that's just how it is whenever you buy the wrong 2020 aluminum extrusion. I mean, like you see how it went into this black 2020, and that's because the channel width is wider. Went in very smoothly, and I've said this a million times now, but the gray ones, they're not so wide, and nothing has been smooth about them. And it was just a bad order on my part, so if I had to do it again, I would make sure to verify that. But this is what it is. Just got to be more careful. Okay, so these are all out, and so now the hope would be that I can put them all in right now, and then as I need to, screwed in. So my hope is that they'll fit in here, although it is presenting some challenge. Okay, maybe from the bottom. So something I should have thought about again prior, but it is what it is. So the idea, the thing I'm trying to do is basically get these little locking nuts. Oh, that's really bright. So get these locking nuts into, oh wow, that's way too bright. What is, let me see. This one, this over here, it's in a very unfortunate position. Change that. Okay, that's better. All right. So yeah, there's a lot less. There's definitely gonna be more contrasting, but there you go. So this nut here, the locking nut for this 2020. We just need to get it down into this channel here along the side, just like we did here. But these channels are a lot smaller, so that these won't even just drop in. They might, if they get in there, they might be able to get twisted. But these particular ones, I think, are deeper than some other ones I've had in the past. And I don't think they quite turn, twist inside of this channel. So that makes this a little complicated. Nothing outrageous. We can get past it, but unnecessarily complicated. So when I turn this in here, I did see that it did flip. So I mean, I would think that would mean it's possible to get to flip the right way. But right now it's the wrong way, unfortunately. Okay, well I got one in there, but I got the wrong way. So, oh, okay, I am able to get these in here. It's a little bit, not the ideal, but it's a little flimsy. It doesn't seem like it works consistently. I mean, yeah, so it's not working consistently, so I'm not sure. I can kind of like get underneath it and sort of like scrape it and force it to turn around. This one, I think it's too far gone for that. But I could probably tighten it anyways. I think it's already in there. It's having trouble coming out. Let's grab some more of these. Actually, I have some more in here already. So that's 1, 2. I have 4 all together. So I'm going to need to do 1, 2 again, and 1, 2 again. I'll put you here with this one. Let me see if I can get this on video. Like the actual struggle I'm having. It's gonna be hard, I think. Okay, interesting. I mean, the camera wants to go up, which is making it a little bit hard. But yeah, I mean, all I'm trying to do, sorry, I missed this one, is rotate this. Get this rotated inside. So if I go behind it, I can kind of like get underneath it and scoop it with the Allen wrench. Push on it from this side, scoop it, push on it, and that allows me to get it upright in there. So you can kind of see it's upright now. Also, you see some sweat there. I apologize. All right, let me do the rest of these. It's too hard, I think, to show that. Zoom out of this. Okay. Okay. All right. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2 enough. And then we got another 2 here. I mean, it's not ideal, but yeah, the strap seems to be scooped from underneath, and that'll kind of like tilt it enough that you can then push it from the top to get to go the rest of the way. That works pretty much flawlessly so far. So hold it down from the top, scoop in from underneath, kind of get like twisted and slanted, and then from the top, push down. And sometimes you got to go at it multiple times, but yeah, it seems to work pretty smooth actually. So do that again, go underneath, scoop it up from under, lean it back, scoop it up from under again. Oops. And then, okay, that time did not work, so it was not as flawless. Let's see. I don't think that it doesn't work, it just wasn't working that time. Okay, that one's done. Definitely more tedious. So what's left to do in the series of installing and building this room? Well, at first it was taking a little while because I was doing things sort of all on camera on the live stream specifically, but I just kind of realized I don't have to do that. And so you can see there's 2 shelves in here. You don't need to see me do it again. So I went ahead and did that off stream, but I still recorded it for like a main video compilation, just having all that there. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a similar process when I do a little electrical work to install an outlet over here in the ceiling for the AC infinity. But I'll also kind of show it off a little bit with the phone, and everybody can see what I'm doing. But yeah, so we'll get that all put together. That's the next thing. Then there's some caulking that needs to happen around all of these to make sure it's mostly sealed up and this thing ain't really going to be getting pulled in or out of the channels. And the pressure of the room due to the fan up there. But yeah, right now we're just getting this door put on. We've struggled a lot due to this gray 2020 extruded aluminum, and I'm getting past it now. The struggle's almost over. But yeah, so today we're also going to do a little bonus unboxing because I need to start getting some other stuff set up. So I wanted to make sure I had video of that. And I'll get that going on the stream here shortly once we get this door up. So that'll be coming up. I'm sweating like crazy in here. But here we go. So we got these in. Hopefully they stay in. And then basically one at a time. I'm just going to have to hold the door up as well off the ground. But basically one at a time, I just need to go through. Let me grab some of these. I'll be right back. Each one of these is 5 millimeters. So 2 of them and 4 of them all together is enough. It's 20 millimeters, which is the same as this. I made this yesterday, a little jig to help screw straight holes. And now I'm just going to use it to kind of keep this propped off the ground about 20 millimeters. And then I'm going to just do the same thing on the other side with these, some leftover of these angles. Boom. This is really messed up, and I'll have to get to it later. But for now, let's just get this door on. That's the idea for today's stream. So we're high enough off the ground now that I don't have to worry about hitting nothing. So now I just want to get all those in. It should be pretty, hopefully pretty straightforward to do this. I do see some of those locking nut things came out a little early. It is what it is. We'll just use the ones over there for now. Come on, buddy. Get one in. I'll do the next, get the next in. I'll just go in that kind of an order. Now I can see this is going to be potentially a problem. I might need to have either another hand or just another tool, but well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Okay, try to hold it with my pinky. Come over here, and then kind of also just pray that. Okay, you're on the overhead shot. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I don't even remember not doing that, but you're back now. Oh my gosh. I thought my screen over here was just lagging, and it was lagging at some point, but I guess it just never switched. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate, but we're back. So here we are. We're trying to, at least I got the footage. You guys are gonna miss it on the stream, but I have the footage for the main video. There's no one on the stream, so I'm not gonna go backwards. I mean, I'm not that. No one's here. So fix that. I'll just get better at making sure that's. I really thought that was actually right this time, but I gotta get better at making sure that's got no issues. And go up. All right. They're really hard to get in, but they like to fall out. They're really good at falling out. So, for whatever that means. Let's try and I can find a way to get this on. Pretty sure that's not going to be good at all to bend those threads while I'm trying to stick that in there. Okay. This is very laborious, very tedious, and it's all thanks to this poor planning on the 2020 Extruded Aluminum. I'm getting the wrong channel size here, but not the end of the world, at least. It's just a little more complicated is all. So there we go. That's in. Okay, take that. All right. This is some real high precision work. I mean, I could probably be a surgeon. Oh no. So there's going to be, I do need it in my hand over here as well, so that I can hold this while I stick this in. Okay. Now, that was the last thing I wanted. Well, let's just, hopefully that'll stay there. All right, we'll bring this back up again. There's a spot there that for whatever reason is wider, and these things just pop right out of it. Okay. Alright, come on. Fudge. Okay. Alright. It's like an Elden Ring boss. Except it's work and it's real life. but I mean, I feel like it's a skill issue at this point, just because it is. All the individual parts are possible, and yeah, I think honestly, I don't know why I just put that in there without first grabbing another Allen. Oh gosh! So I'm gonna try and use my feet and pull this table over while holding that, and then grab one of these off of the overhead table, and then now hopefully I can hold that with this, which will give me a little more flexibility, allow me to. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's try again. Come on. I'm gonna get this. I believe in me. Okay, so you are all no longer in the right direction. Let's get you right. Oh my gosh, so that's now in place. I'll try to hold it in place. Keep it in place. Okay. Okay, we got both of these in place. So now I just need to connect them. I'm sure there's got to be an easier way to do this, because this is not working right now. So this. Okay. Stick my fat finger in here. This out of the way. So the problem here is just that this thing was riding up and over that hole. It's not gonna do anything for me. Here we go. We can just get one in, and the door would be forced, you know, to be held in the right spot. So I should be able to get the rest in a lot easier. Okay, we've got one in. Okay, so now slide this up, get the next one in. No, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, you are. Okay, alrighty. So it might be easier just to start at the top and get you guys in. So here we go. Go in from underneath, scoop it up. Yeah, that worked pretty easily, I gotta say. It did. And then now I just slide up into positions. Okay, that's not good. I can see it's starting to turn the wrong way, but I think we got it. So perfect. Let's see what happens. I mean, I want to say it's going in. It's tightening. The thing didn't come down. So there we have it. That's one hinge. And I can tell that might be a problem, but let's move on to the next hinge. I'll go ahead and do the bottom one, just so like it's pretty stable on the top and the bottom. Okay. Okay. So definitely gonna need a couple of these screws. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing down here. I need to get better at that. Loosen that up. Okay. Hopefully the camera doesn't move around too crazily. Grab a couple of these. Okay. Yeah. All right. So trying to get it here. I'm just going to do what I did above and now below. So this will go there. Okay, that's in. And then there's this little technique apparently where you can just scoop it, sort of scoop it from the bottom, and then it'll give it enough tilt to lay flat in there. So scoop it. Okay, scooping it is not quite working. There we go. Okay, I was able to scoop it after that. After all that, let me make sure with this. Okay, so now we just want to use this other Allen wrench here to lower it down right to the hole, and then I'll put the screw in. OMG. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. All right, well, things are good, and then the Allen wrench, for whatever reason, went up and over the friggin' locking that. So yeah, that quickly became impossible. And okay, the locking nut has now went into that into the chamber down here, which I was not expecting at all. So okay, then let's try this again. I mean, I'm just realizing that this freaking Allen wrench is like magnetic, so it's actually making this even harder. If that were even possible, which it is apparently. I mean, this has got to be the silliest way to do something. I mean, but it's getting done. I think the main thing is that it gets done, and that's what we should all take from this. I mean, because we can just not buy this 2020 and not have this problem, and get the right 2020. But the point is, even with the wrong material, it's still gonna get done. So okay, let's move that there. So I want to get this right into the right spot, and then I can put the screw in. And then where the heck is my screw? Come on. Okay. I should be holding it now. I mean, it should be in the threads anyways. And then now we can just screw this on. Seems like it's working. Okay. We got another one. I probably maybe I could have done the bottom one first, but maybe not actually. So I think it would be better to do the bottom second, because then you got gravity pushing it down, and you can use the tool to push it up, which gives you two directions control and manipulation for this thing, versus the other side being blocked by the bottom, not making it impossible to move in the other direction. I think, okay, so that was, subsequently it turned out to be a pretty good deal. Okay, I think that once it gets down to this bottom, it basically gets stuck, and then all you can do is let it go into the other channel, and then use the magnet to pull it out. Fortunately, there's a magnet, which is honestly a huge deal, actually, it turns out, with this. So, slide this up, slide it under, and then try to remember where I put the dang screw and why I didn't have it ready ahead of time. And then put this screw in. Hopefully it's in the thread. Try and tighten it, but it does seem to be tightening, so it must be in the thread. And there we go. 2 out of 4 hinges are on. So awesome. Okay, and then the other 2 hinges would pretty much be the exact same process. So I'm going to do those off camera, I think, because what I really want to do is do the fun stuff on camera. And you guys can just leave comments if you think it is fun to watch me fumble around with that. And if you want that, I'll do it. But yeah, let's just make sure we're making progress at the same time on meaningful things. So get this out of the way down here. I guess I didn't think about how I was going to get this off. Hopefully it'll come off. Yeah, came off just fine. So roughly this will go here. Looks like it fits all except for because of how this is. I'm going to have to figure that out. Okay. But yeah, actually the door, it looked like it fit, other than the top piece, which I'm pretty sure I have a good explanation for, but yeah. Okay. And then this here I have to fix. Seriously, like I have to fix that sooner than later, because that is not looking good. Okay, cool. So we got a rough door. We put a handle on here. So I think it came with these for the handle. Sure seems about the right size. All right, so for the handle, let's go back over to this other camera actually. We've got the handle piece. There's on either side, there's like the little hole for the bolt to go in. And then these bolts here will slide down. And just like everything else, the locking nut on the other end will hold it. The locking nut will hold it. Let me see. Oh my gosh. The locking nut on the other end will hold it onto the extruded aluminum. So let's go ahead and put one of these here. Whoop, and then put this on so it doesn't fall off in the interim. I think this is going to be the right size for that. This one also will probably be better. Put this one in. So now this is yeah, this is going to be on the gray door, so I am going to have to do that. Do a little trick to get it on there. Unfortunate, but let's do that. So I'm going to take this one off. I didn't grab the Allen wrench, so I'll grab that now. The camera is correct. So we want this vaguely to be on this right about here. So easy. We're like champions of this now, I feel like. Let me get a smaller one, because I think it'll be easier to turn it around and do the little scoop around with a smaller Allen wrench. So get that in there, and then go up behind it. Just because of the shape of these channels, they do have like a bit of an arc, so there's enough room to surprisingly to get this thing to rotate on the inside. Not a significant amount though, but enough it seems. And then you can use that to get this in there. So there we go. That's in there now. So now I don't know who to handle here. Okay, unfortunate, it dropped down. So the idea would have been to put the handle. Oh my gosh, to put the handle there. I think it's just the magnetic one. Doesn't seem to be magnetizing nothing down there. I think this was the magnetic one. This might be way too big, actually. I'll get that later. We don't need to do this on stream. Okay, so I don't make the same mistake, let me just have one of these bolts in here ready to go. I might even just go ahead and have this on here ready to go. Then I'll get the locking nut in there, and then I'll go from there. So, yeah, gotta fix that. The problem is this, and mostly the extruded aluminum. That's why the door is a little wonky right now. Fix it, but fix it off screen because it's not relevant. Or fix it off stream rather. I'll still get the video for it. We don't need to do it on stream. I mean, I think the main point has been made to how to assemble these things, and yeah, with the right channel size, it's just less of a hassle. So let's get this thing to rotate in the channel here. It's giving me a little bit of a struggle. Okay, so we got that. Okay, how do I get this? Wow, that's honestly amazing. So this, I guess that's how we do it. I think I'm gonna put this one down here like this, so, and this one. Okay, well, we're almost there. Okay, I don't know why I failed to do this, but let's make sure we're on camera here. I've been honestly doing the world's most pointless juggling act because instead of preparing. Like, that's unfortunate. Okay, so you can see. So I got this little lock nut in there. I don't want it to slide down because I'm doing this while it's sitting up, just because of all the other problems. But here we go. So that's now on the locking nut, and then screw this in. There it should be getting into the locking nut. There it is. So now it's locked on. Hopefully we got that on footage. And then just gotta do it to the bottom half, and this should be a little easier. So I'm trying to hold everything at once. Oops. Okay, we'll get this onto the bottom now. There we go. All right. Do that and that. Lock that down. Okay. So get this in. Oh, that was insanely easy. Actually, I just went right in for some reason. Very untypical. Okay. Good RNG. Okay. So this needs to go. Fortunately, it needs to be pushed up for me to be able to get this other piece on. Okay. Push that there. No, that's no good. So now I gotta hold that up there while I reach down here. Get this into this hole so that I can get the screw into that hole. And now get the Allen wrench into that hole. It's kind of like it's always just a bunch of things going into holes, you know? Seems like the way the universe runs. Okay. Cool. So now this handle's more or less on. and I'll come back and clean it up because I gotta fix this door a little more. It looks like I had to do some cuts here and shrink this thing down to account for the hinges in a previous stream, and that caused this to no longer snap on where it used to snap on perfectly. But I am gonna have to figure out a way to get that to stay on without hammering it. But I'll figure it out, and then we'll go from there. I might make some kind of jig or something. I'm not sure yet, but I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, there's the door. Let's go ahead and peel. Let's do a little bit of peeling on camera. Oh, I gotta angle it down some. All right. Okay. That's done. Get the other side. Maybe I should have a handle on this side as well. I don't know if it's going to become a problem or not. Let's go with the. So I got to angle this towards that. And then kind of angle it down. Oops. Get the rest of it. All right. Where did I throw that out there? Okay. There we go. Get some of this wrap off. Yeah, I think other than that top being a little wonky, I think we're looking pretty good. We'll get the rest on there off stream, but I'll still record it. You'll see the footage in the full video, hopefully. Okay. So yeah, so now we just kind of want to like go around and like get the rest of this in a similar way. We're gonna do a similar thing there. So get this out of the way. It'll be a little hard with the stuff on this side. I'll just pull it out of there. It's not as nice, but all right. Try this side. This would be a little better. Okay, you can't see. Wait a second. Make sure we can see all the glory. Glory hole, though. All right, so the unwrapping. All right. Kind of looking a little bit less like Dexter's little wrap room. Let's see. Get the camera there. Can't really straighten it out, I don't think. Is that as really as straight as that's gonna be? Why is it so crooked looking? I guess the angle. It's just the angle. It just looks. That's weird. But then when I move the angle, it just gets weird again. Did we get that on video? I believe we did. Here we go. That was a lot easier to do. Okay. Let's just try this side. Not as nice. Keep the party going. A lot of wrap to peel off of this sucker. Some damage on here too. I wish I would have paid a little more attention to when I bought these things, because they are pretty expensive, but I think their value is not in how nice they look. All right, so there we go. That looked hopefully something like something. That's all I can hope for, is it looked like something. So this one day will close. Let's get the other side. So we'll do that and do this. Tighten that again. Okay. Move this out of the way slightly. All right. Yeah, buddy. All right. There we are. Cool. It looks it's a lot cleaner looking now. Nice. Okay. All right. So now, pretty much more or less what I imagined it should look like in here, which is kind of looking a little wonky. I don't know. I feel like I could have easily a laboratory in here at this point. I guess I'll have a CNC lab. I'll just kick the heck out of that door. But you know what? It didn't break, so that's a good sign. Okay, and the door is apparently is going up. So like in this angle, you actually get these kind of square shapes coming out of it instead of like, yeah, see how it's like all square shaped. You can't really see too much of it, but maybe like here you can see the glow and this like a stripes going this way. Yeah, here you can see it's like both ways. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I mean from this side, it looks like some kind of crazy experiment is going on in here because of this being like a block of just different stuff. All right, anyways, I don't know. That's kind of a neat looking effect. Maybe I can use that sometime in different scenarios. Maybe I can move the camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So you can kind of see here on the door how it just looks different from like the right side of the door. It just kind of looks like a strange material or something. But anyways, all right, cool. Let's try and do the first unboxing. The first ReliefWood software lab, DIY lab unboxing. DIY CNC lab. Cool. Okay, nice. So I can move this over here. Get the overhead shot, and then I'll move the camera just so it gets both shots. And I can kind of move around as I need to. If I need to, I don't really know that I do need to. But I'll do that. Just move it here. And there you go. Now you can see a nice shot of the streaming PC and other stuff. Cool. Here's me, and my shirt's red, but it's looking kind of like a mustard color with the lighting. So I had to think about stuff like that. Okay. So this is all almost dead to me. I no longer am going to need most of that. I'll put it somewhere and save it for a future event. Keeping this, it's just some of that material. I don't know, no reason, just to explain it. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. So I've got a bunch of boxes over here. A bunch of boxes. And we're going to start to unload these and put them into there. That's going to require unboxing them. And that's why we're doing an unboxing. That's all it is. That's the whole reason. Let me move this right here. I have this. I don't know if it's going to be helpful or not, but it might be in keeping this area bright. So I'll try and find somewhere. This is not magnetic. That is not magnetic. Nothing is magnetic. This is magnetic, but that's too bright. That's in the way, actually. This is just making me bright. So I don't know the best option here right now, but I'll try to figure it out. It's probably going to be right on the ceiling there. And as long as it's aiming down, which it's not right now. So maybe I can do boop right here. It's a little bit better. All right, cool. So now what I want to do is find one of these. Basically, Fox Alien makes its own vacuum, and I've got 3 of them. I haven't actually used them before, so I don't really know how good these are. But I've seen some other reviews, and I'll do my own review. But the main thing I'm interested in is the HEPA filter to keep this lab of mine nice and clean. I don't want it to be need to find something to cut with. I don't want it to get damaged or anything. I mean, this is about the right size box. This should be it. Not totally sure, because it's been a while. These have been sitting around for quite some time now while I worked on building this workshop. And yeah, so let's get this opened. So it says at the top, open here. So we'll open it there. And I don't know what it'll look like when I open this, but let's see. So it's a box. Okay, I thought it was a box in a box, but it's not. It is a box on the outside of a box. So let's first take this out. That's like the filter basically for heavier items versus smaller items. Take this out of the way. This open. Okay, and so you can see the overhead's actually working pretty well. But yeah, I think that box is pretty big too. So you can't see me, so the not overhead is not working so well. So maybe I'll stand over here when I'm talking about things. But yeah, this is just used to basically to separate the heavier particles from the lighter particles. And so this has to be cleaned periodically. Throw that over there. I like to burn my cardboard, so I tried to separate them. But I'm not crazy about recycling or nothing. But here we go. That's one piece of it. Let's go ahead and I guess from this side, go ahead and cut this down. Side, that way you can all get like a nice view of it, even though this box is now unusable. That's all right. I'm not going to use it again. Okay. I mean, unless this thing's defective, but that'll be a separate problem, I guess. So I'll get this side. And then you guys can see. Yeah. You guys can see everything in there. So it's like multiple layers of foam here. Interesting. That feels like a autopsy or something. All right, dissecting this box is I mean, but it looks fairly well. It looks like everything's neatly organized. Hasn't moved around during shipping, so that's pretty good. Just put this off to the side for now. So yeah, it looks like this is the hose, which will maybe be long enough, maybe not, to connect to the machines from where I'm going to have these things. So I may end up having to get longer hoses, but what is that? That's a solid 5 feet, 6 feet maybe. I mean, it's at least, yeah, it's probably got to be 6 feet. Put that on the ground for now. I don't have enough space up here for all of it. What else we got in here? So then we got, looks like, that's what I was thinking it would be. So what's cool about the Fox Alien line of things is, maybe I can carry this over, is they have these like tools that you can, they all kind of work together. It's like a little ecosystem. So one of them are this thing, which is a switch, and this will allow your, let me put it on the overhead for a sec. This is a switch that allows you to run a vacuum and externally powered spindle, in this case a Makita router, or I think I got a different router. I don't know which one I got right now, but we'll know in a little bit when I start setting everything up. But yeah, so this will work perfectly for that. I do have to buy a couple extensions to run the actual main CNC off of my power distributor, and then also that switch there needs to run off the power distribution bar as well. So there are a couple of C13 to C14 connections I need to get, and they have to be a specific wattage, capable of a specific wattage. So there are differences between them. And the ones I need are just a little more expensive, and they're just not as ready to ship. So I'm going to be waiting a little bit. But here you can see there's like a user manual, right? So you can read the instructions on this thing and figure out how to put it all together, and how to clean it, maintain it. But here's the actual machine. So compact, small, compact. I mean, you will have to replace filters. It does have consumables and maintenance. So as with everything, but let's go ahead and get it onto the table. It's actually, I must say, this thing is pretty heavy. Considering what it is. I mean, it's a vacuum, but it's so condensed. But it's heavy. Okay. And it's got this outlet for air, it looks like, on top. So that's interesting. So I wonder if that could be air intake. Okay. And it's got handles. Okay, cool. So it's got handles on the sides. You can see them right here. And that'll allow, it's like a toolbox, and that'll allow you to flip it around, hold it, carry it. On the back here, let's see, what's it got? A switch and a C13. So that's cool. We already saw that. And then I'm not sure what this is, but I imagine it's got to be for something. And this is like a hinge here. So okay, that's a door. This is a door handle. There you are, and there's your filters. So that's the consumable that needs to be cleaned out every now and then. Cool. Here's the front of it. So it has a little dial here, control the speed of the power, I guess, of the vacuum. And this is the HFS 800, Fox Alien HFS 800 vacuum. So it looks pretty cool. I mean, it seems like a pretty heavy, I don't know. I don't want to say heavy duty because I don't know exactly how good it is, but it feels pretty strong. Like this little bit of metal on the back, is metal on all over it. I mean, this is obviously, I mean, that might even be, that's plastic. And then the leather strap. I mean, this is a nice, pretty little thing. So there you have it. Pretty easy. So now this thing, the way this works is the air. Did I already put that in here? That's over here. Yeah, it's a bucket. So the air would come out of here, right? And then that would connect into here like this. That'll spin down, all the heavy stuff will kind of fall to the bottom, and eventually it'll come out at the top. Now I do notice I did notice there's another coil in here, so I was actually wondering about that. I'm like, where's this at? But there it is. So there is another coil in here. Get this closed. Okay, I'm not gonna worry too much about that, but there's another coil in here. So that'll be probably this one's shorter, so they probably intend for this one to connect to that from here, and then this one to connect to the machine from there. So there's also the air outlet. So yeah, it looks like you can put this here and basically funnel that directly into your exhaust, wherever that is. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so we're building the exhaust in here, and that's part of the plan, is that we'll have that funnel directly out the exhaust, and that'll be that. So cool beans. So what I'll do is I'll have to get a measurement of that and get some orders to figure out what all I need. But I imagine what I'll have is some kind of main, maybe even plumbing coming out of the thing, and that'll just connect to the exhaust directly going outside through some kind of register, and then yeah, these will all just connect into that plumbing main. Be the idea, I think. But cool. So let's see, where are we at? What time is it? 7:12. Anybody in chat? Anybody watching? It says 3 viewers. Let's see, chat. Because I don't always pay attention to chat, but well, you know, maybe if I get a little more viewers than 1 or 2, or just my friends. But they can also use the text-to-speech. So if you want to talk to me, friends, please do. I am seeing that this computer appears to have gone to sleep. So hopefully it's all working as it should. Because I don't see anything there that would indicate it's not working. But it doesn't mean it's not. Okay, cool. So here we are. This is the first unboxing, and we'll do I mean, there's not really much to assemble here, but we'll do. I will record all the footage of me getting everything kind of assembled anyways into the room, and how I go about this. But yeah, so we're building the dust and fume extraction, so this is included in that. So this is yeah, part of this, and make sure this goes directly to the exhaust, and then the whole room itself will be included in that for smoke and other things from like lasers, and yeah, and then yeah, there should be plenty of room down there. Okay, cool. So there's not much else to do on this stream. I mean, we got the door pretty much on. The rest I can put on myself. We got plenty of footage here now. We got our first thing unboxed. We'll start doing more unboxings at every stream. Once I unbox something, more than likely I'm just gonna go ahead and like put it on the thing. So like you guys have seen already by now the CNC in the room over here. And so now I've got this mess on the ground, but yeah, just in case you haven't, I'm gonna remind you. This is the update for this room, and yeah, so we got a CNC in there. Some project I've already started on related to the CNC hub and software that we're building. So a lot of this stuff I've prepared sort of ahead of time, and yeah, I just had trouble finding space to put it all, because I don't necessarily have that space in my personal place for this. So that was so I had to take a little break and like build this workshop and build the streaming setup and get everything kind of ready. Because the idea here is to build software. Where am I at? Where are you at? The whole idea here is to build CNC software, and do it with you guys kind of hanging out, watching, joining, participating, and building it for you. Really, like you can see on the side of the stream, forward to me, relative to me, but you can see it kind of scrolling from here up. So these are all features, and the idea is that as a Patreon, you can request features and they'll show up there. And then as a Patreon, you can vote on features and they'll show up there with a higher rank. And as a very exclusive high dollar Patreon, help me out, you can prioritize features directly. So you can have a lot of say in what features are getting built. But yeah, we'll build software. I'll start to unveil that software here soon. I'll have an API ready for some flat image to relief. My cat's trying to come in. And we'll have the software basically you can install and run locally, and everything hopefully will be open source, except for maybe a few things like my API. Yeah, so we'll start having software that we'll build a CME program as well as use and demonstrate. We'll build a small CNC, and that'll go either on this wall here, on this wall here, or on this wall here. I notice I have a habit of looking at my screen and trying to learn this stuff. But probably when I do the main videos, I'll cut all this out and I'll just plaster myself over, and just kind of explain things and narrate over and stuff. But here we are. So for the stream only, and yeah, my red shirt looking a little questionable. And this yellow, this should be a nice vibrant yellow. In fact, I kind of wonder. Let me switch to my just daily lighting in here when I'm not on stream. Let's see. It's like way too bright, obviously, but yeah, you can see my shirt is red now, and maybe like a tomato red, but it's redder. It's a little more vibrant IRL, and then this is very yellow looking on the overhead. Actually, in fact, my shirt probably looks a lot better. Yeah, that looks a lot more. So I'm gonna have to work out the format on this camera because I'm not sure why. Actually, it's looking like that. It's looking a little bit questionable. So if I go to settings, I switch this to Rec 205. What is that called? Is that better looking? Not really. I mean, I don't know. I can't really tell. Doesn't seem that much better, but yeah. Let me work on my lighting, so we can get nicer streams, nicer stuff out of this. Until I get good at, like, I just need to look at the camera. I need to focus, retrain my muscle memory to look at the camera, talk to myself, but do it like I'm talking to you. At least make it look like I'm trying to talk to you. But yeah, so first unboxing, get that assembled into the room over here, and then we'll have a lot of cool things coming. So I'm hoping the first few videos will give me some audience, and that you guys will kind of see what I'm doing here. You'll hopefully get the impression I'm competent enough to make this happen. But yeah, I mean, I just noticed that right now there's kind of a challenge for like hobbyists, and I assume professionals, to have a single set of software that does everything they need them to do. So calibrating machines and stuff, maybe with a camera, hooking up tool measuring devices that are automatically, like they don't require you to first probe it with a sensor on this side, like in a button as well, for electrical conductivity tests. But instead, with a air pressure test, it's just one thing going down. It's a lot nicer. Setting up things like that, getting all this to work in software, getting all this to work in a way that can be productive as well. So having it scalable, having basically a setup that allows you to snap pieces in, take pieces out when they're done being worked on, and assemble them into a larger format without having to have one large piece. So lots of little things like tiling, basically. Lots of little things that we'll be doing here in the coming months and the foreseeable future. And yeah, for me to be able to do this, obviously as a job, as a business, I'm going to need funding. So I'll start working on that as well, trying to get the actual first product together. That's kind of why I'm zooming along now and starting to record off stream, just zooming along in that regard. But yeah, I need to start getting the product actually built and ready to go. I am kind of running towards my budget here. But I'm not going to be giving up on this project anytime. It just means I'm going to have to do some other stuff and make it work a little bit differently. But it'll come together regardless. So hang out, join me for the little journey, and we'll get some videos and shorts and stuff coming. and then we'll keep going. We'll ride this all the way. But let's go. So adios. We'll do another stream tomorrow. I'll get it set up now. Be there or be square. As I I got one viewer, but thank you for whoever's viewing. Maybe it's me viewing. But all right, see ya. Thank you, everybody, for joining, whoever did join, and appreciate any feedback you got. Please subscribe to me. Subscribe, talk to me in the chat, follow me, go to my Patreon, give me some monies. I could use it. And we'll get this thing built. We'll get this cool CNC lab built, and we'll get some cool software built. So appreciate it. Thank you. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and unmute myself and close the stream and move on to the rest of the business side.